Hi all TCG players. As the title of my video says, today we're going to talk about the styles of different color decks in Union Arena. So, I made a tutorial video for any new players who just joined Union Arena, because new players often ask what the characteristics of the color of this Union Arena deck are. For example, I played Magic the Gathering before. So for example, the characteristics of the white color deck are to replenish life and increase group ability. The characteristics of blue are extremely fast card control and card filtering. The characteristics of black are destruction and interaction with the cemetery. Red represents fast attack and agility. Green represents high attack and high defense. Okay, so the question is, do the deck colors of Union Arena also have this feature? Let me start with the conclusion. All the deck features of a Union Arena trading card game are very consistent with the original animation settings. So why not think about it? What is the biggest impact of color on the deck? That's right, it's the color card trigger. Union Arena color has two types of triggers, the field filling type and the interference type. First, red, yellow, and blue belong to the interference type. Purple and green belong to the field filling type. First of all, from my experience, I think the red trigger is the weakest because the red trigger destroys characters below 2500 BP. It can be said that the trigger damage is already locked, and it can usually only destroy small characters. Of course, there are exceptions, such as Bakugo and My Hero Academic. If the red trigger is triggered on the lifeline, and this Bakugo card is on the front line, its trigger damage will be replaced from 2500 to 3500. Therefore, the inherent impression of red is that the deck is more offensive and tends to be fast attack, and the typical representatives are Red Idol, Dino, and Shy. Next is the blue deck. The blue color trigger can return the opponent's cards to the hand. Therefore, I can call the blue deck a control deck. Because blue has excellent control methods, their methods of clearing the field are relatively special, such as returning to the hand, locking the opponent's character effect, and reducing the opponent's attack power. Among them, the most representative blue deck in today's competitive tournament environment is Foul Bout, Blue Bleach, and Bloom Across. As for the yellow color trigger effect, it puts the opponent's character to sleep for 2 turns. So, when yellow color is triggered on the lifeline of the yellow deck, it is very aggressive. But the characteristics of the yellow deck are very abstract. There are defensive flows like My Hero Academic Deku, fast attack flows like Yellow Kamen Rider 01, and card control flows like One Punch Man Fubuki deck. Therefore, in the long-term competition, I think the deck that best reflects the characteristics of the yellow deck is Yellow Frost Nova, Yellow Madoka Kaname, and Kaiju 8 Mina Ashiro. Okay, next then, the trigger effect of green color is to summon a character with Energy 2 and AP 1 or less from your hand for free. However, if you trigger the trigger effect, but you don't have any cards in your hand that meet the trigger condition effect, then the positioning of color will be in a very awkward state. However, there's an alternative situation, which is the deck of Green 100 Girlfriend. If the green trigger effect is triggered on the lifeline, and this card EII Nano is on the front line, you could draw a card and choose to activate a character or raid card from your hand. I feel like everyone's stereotype of green decks is that they require high energy decks, such as Green Lancelot and Green One Punch Man Saitama, which require more than 5 energy decks. But in fact, not many green decks are high energy decks, such as Kaiju number 8 Hashina and Green 100 Girlfriend. And now, there are many other decks that have high energy characters, such as Yellow Windbreaker, Red Macross Becerra, and Yu Yu Hakusho Taguro. However, I think the most representative of the green deck is Green GGO. The overall system of Green GGO is a deck with excellent competitiveness and stable. Finally, there is purple color. The trigger effect of purple color can summon a character with Energy 2 and AP 1 or less from the graveyard. The characteristics of purple decks are basically bound to the graveyard, and we can see excellent and traditional graveyard control systems from Zero Squad and SEO Yuna. Therefore, the most representative purple deck at present is SEO Yuna, SEO Progressive, and Slime Purple, which can have certain advantages whether it is clearing the field or destroying. Okay, today's video ends here. Before I end it, I want to tell all the new players who have decided to play Union Arena that color is just a trigger effect in Union Arena. The most important thing is what anime IP you like, so start playing from that anime IP. Please like, share, and subscribe SSS Card House. Thank you.